Good morning, all of you. So, in the last lecture, we discussed the substitution nucleophilic unimolecular reaction, which proceeds with the formation of a racemic mixture as a product. And so, the stereochemistry of this SN1 reaction indicates that the racemic mixture is obtained, means that is 50% inversion and 50% retention product is obtained. But the 100% racemization is rarely observed in these reactions because it depends upon the two different factors, that is the stability of carbocation and nucleophilicity of the solvent. So we discussed the nucleophilicity of the solvent, but the stability of the carbocation is governed by the different factors as how well it stabilizes, accommodates the positive charge. And so the stability of the carbocation is explained by the dispersal of the positive charge. That is, if we just consider that a carbocation is formed, and if this carbocation is attached to the different types of groups, suppose this G and here the G group is attached. Here this G group is of the type which donates electron, and here the type of group attached here is which withdraws electron. So this gives rise to the electron donating inductive effect, and this gives rise to the electron withdrawing inductive effect. And so we term this as minus I effect and to this as plus I effect. So plus I effect stabilizes, means by donating the electron, this positive charge is dispersed on this electron donating groups. But when the electron withdrawing group is there, this positive charge, the intensity of this increases. And so this stabilizes, electron donating group stabilizes the carbocation and this destabilizes the carbocation. And so in the oral substrates, if you see the different types of substrates which are having the electron donating substituents, So, for example, we will take here the carbocation with all hydrogen atoms attached, that is the methyl carbocation, then the carbocation with only one electron withdrawing group, that is R group, means they are alkyl groups. R groups are the alkyl groups and alkyl groups are all electron donating. Then here if there are two R groups and if there are three R groups. So when the number of R group goes on increasing, the stability of carbocation goes on increasing. And so this is the most stable carbocation, and this is the least stable carbocation. And so here the stability of this is less than this primary carbocation. Methyl carbocation is having the less stability than the primary carbocation, which is having the less stability than the secondary carbocation, and which is having the less stability than the tertiary carbocation. But here instead of this R groups, if the electron withdrawing, electron withdrawing, or we can say electron attracting substituents. And so the rest of all the groups, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, OH group, or the nitro group, or the amino group, etc. These are all electron withdrawing or electron attracting, and so destabilizes the carbocation, whereas the alkyl group donates the electron and stabilizes the carbocation. So here the first factor that was affecting the stability of the carbocation is the inductive effect. And so here we have seen the plus I effect, and here we have seen the minus I effect. And so in this same way, the in the same way, the resonance effect also affects the stability of the carbocation. And so the second factor that is affecting the stability of the carbocation is resonance effect. Again here the resonance effect is again of two types, that is the plus R effect, that is the electron donating resonance effect, electron donating resonance effect, or the minus R effect, that is electron withdrawing resonance effect. And so in this also the plus R effect, that is the electron donating resonance effect, stabilizes the carbocation. So these are the two types of factors. So what is the example here? So if you study the benzylic system, in the benzylic system, if you see the methyl chloride, then the benzyl chloride, then here the two phenyl groups are attached here, and here if the three phenyl groups are attached, and if this gives the carbocation. So if you carry out the hydrolysis of all these molecules, that is A, B, C and D, if you carry out the hydrolysis of these molecules, they will proceed with the formation of a carbocation. And so only this first molecule gives the reaction by SN2 mechanism, means it proceeds with a simultaneous bond breaking and bond formation. But from B onwards it proceeds with SN1 mechanism, means proceeds with the formation of a carbocation, because the carbocation is stabilized by, because this all the molecules, this all the substrate molecules gives the carbocation, because this carbocation is well stabilized by the positive resonance effect. This molecule does not give the formation of the carbocation because this bond is more stronger. So we will see the example of this benzyl chloride. If benzyl chloride, that is the phenyl ring attached to CH2Cl, if this undergoes hydrolysis, you get the formation of the benzylic carbocation, that is CH2, and here this positive charge is there. Now what happens, due to this pi electron system, here there are 3 pi bonds, and due to these 3 pi bonds, this electron pair is being donated to this CH2. And so here you get a resonating structure in which the positive charge has been delocalized from the CH2 to the benzene ring. And here in the benzene ring, it again delocalizes from this carbon to the another carbon, and here you get the formation of the another resonating structure. And in the same way, again this is being shifted, and you get the carbocation delocalization of, with the delocalization of the pi bonds, the carbocation is more stabilized by these 3 resonating structures. So this is more stabilized. And so if one phenyl ring donates the electron pair in gives three different resonating structures, if there are 2 phenyl rings, it will give rise to the 6 resonating structures. And if here three phenyl rings are there, here you will get nine resonating structures. And as per our rule, as the number of resonating structures are more, the stability goes on increasing. And so all this molecule proceeds with the formation of carbocation by SN1 mechanism only. So this was the second factor that we have been studied so far. And the third factor that is there for the stabilization of carbocation is stabilization by hyperconjugation. Stabilization by hyperconjugation. Now, what is hyperconjugation? Means in resonance, the delocalization of the pi electron is taking place. So here it's nothing but the modified resonance effect in which the delocalization of the sigma electrons via pi bonds is taking place. And so only the condition necessary for this that it must contains alpha hydrogen atom. It must contains at least alpha hydrogen atom. And if the C alpha hydrogen bond breaks, it stabilizes the positive charge of the carbocation. And so, depending upon the number of hyperconjugative structure, the stability of the carbocation goes on increasing. And so, if we study from the same way as here, we are getting these three types of carbocations. This carbocation obtained in this reaction, it was primary carbocation. This is primary carbocation. This gives you secondary carbocation, and this gives tertiary carbocation. And so the stability goes on increasing from primary carbocation to secondary carbocation to tertiary carbocation. And so the number of hyperconjugated structures are also going to get increased due to the presence of the alpha hydrogen atoms. And so here, the example here that C, H, H, and this CH2. If the carbocation is having the alpha carbon here, and there are three alpha hydrogen atoms. This is C alpha, C alpha, C alpha hydrogen atoms, and so this is your primary carbocation. And in this primary carbocation, how what is this? That this C alpha hydrogen bond breaks and gives the electron pair to this CH2, and here the resonating structure obtained will be CH, H, H, double bond CH2. Here the condition is that the alpha hydrogen atom gives the sigma electrons but remains in the close vicinity of the carbon. It does not leave the position. And so in this way, all these three alpha hydrogen atoms will contribute and will give you three such structures. And will give you three such structures. If the same in the same way, if you have the secondary carbocation, and in this here there are the presence of two methyl groups, and when there is a presence of two methyl groups, again this alpha hydrogen atom, this alpha hydrogen atom, this is alpha carbon, this is alpha carbon, here there are three hydrogens, here there are three hydrogens, in all there are six hydrogens. And so they will donate the electrons, that is the sigma electrons, and this hydrogen will remain in the close vicinity, and here you will get this C double CH, C double bond CH, and here you will get CH. So in this way, here this 3 and this 3 means 6 alpha hydrogens, and so gives rise to 6 such resonating structures, 6 such structures. And so in this way, the stability of the secondary carbocation goes on increasing than the primary carbocation. In the same way, if there is a presence of a tertiary carbocation, CH3, CH3, this is alpha carbon, this is alpha carbon, and this is also alpha carbon, and this is your carbocation. Now this all nine hydrogen atoms, alpha hydrogen atoms, 9 alpha hydrogen atoms can donate the sigma electrons to this carbocation and can give you the formation of the nine resonating structures, hyperconjugative structures, nine hyperconjugative structures, and here you are getting the formation of the double bond. In this way, you will get three such hyperconjugative structures from this methyl group, three from this, and three from this, because these are all alpha, and so in all nine hyperconjugative structures, hyperconjugative structures are possible, and so the stability of the carbocation goes on increasing. Means as the stability of the carbocation increases, it's it exists in a solution for a longer time. It exists in the solution for a longer time, and so the attack of the nucleophile to these carbocations can take place from backside, more from the backside and less from the less from the backside and more from the front side, and so you will get maximum maximum retention and minimum inversion. Means it will help you to get the racemic mixture by any way, and so as the stability of the carbocation increases, the attack from front side can also take place in a maximum way. So this is all regarding the stability of carbocation. And so, in this way, we have considered the SN1 and SN2 mechanisms. Now, while studying this SN1 and SN2 mechanisms, how we can judge whether the reaction will follow SN1 path or SN2 path? Means for any reaction or any substitution nucleophilic reaction to be carried out in laboratory, if you are having the substrates in your hand, the different types of substrates in your hand, whether this will give you the SN1 reaction mechanism or will give you SN2 reaction mechanism. So this cannot be studied by just considering the substrate molecule. And so whether whether the reaction will take place by SN1 or SN2 mechanism depends on four factors. Depends on four factors. And these four factors, that is the effect of substrate, molecule, then the effect of leaving group, effect of nucleophile, and the fourth factor, that is effect of solvent. Means we are just considering the simple reaction that alkyl halide on hydrolysis will give you the alcohol as a product. But this was the thing that we studied in SYBSc. But now in TYBSc, the same reaction is being taught to you since last 5-6 lectures. Why this time has been increased while studying the same reaction? So we have seen that how the mechanism is there. What is the proposed mechanism for the CBr bond breaking, whether the CBr bond breaks first or whether the COH bond breaks forms first, or and what is the energy change associated. The energy change also we have seen in this reaction. So we have studied these three factors under different heads, that is SN1 and SN2, that is substitution nucleophilic, unimolecular and bimolecular. This reaction proceeds with the different types of mechanisms. SN1 proceeds with formation of carbocation, and SN2 proceeds with the transition state formation, that is the simultaneous attack of the nucleophile and simultaneous the leaving group also leaves clues from the substrate. The energy change associated with that we have considered. Then we have studied the stereochemistry of the reaction, and while studying the stereochemistry of the reaction, we have seen the different proofs, evidences that this reaction will proceed by SN2 only and this reaction will proceed by SN1 only. Why? What are the factors? So in stereochemistry of SN2 we have seen the different examples by considering the chiral molecules, substrates, chiral substrates, and carrying out the reaction. And in SN1 we have studied that the different factors, that is the stability of carbocation and nucleophilicity of the solvent, and in the stability of carbocation again the factors like inductive effect, resonance effect, and hyperconjugations are also contributing in this. And so once we have got all this knowledge, we are supposed to now judge whether this reaction will proceed by SN1 or SN2. And when while judging this, that whether the reaction will proceed by SN1 or SN2, we are supposed to keep in our mind what is the type of substrate molecule, what is the living group present in this substrate, what is the nature of that living group, what is the nature of the substrate, what must be the type of nucleophile, and what is the type of solvent that we are using for the reaction. And so, while deciding these things, we are supposed to go through all these factors thoroughly, one by one. And so, thank you very much for this lecture. And in the next lecture, we will start discussing with these different factors, that is the effect of substrate, what happens when the substrate changes the structure, and what happens, what must be the type of living group, what type of living group will give what type of reaction. So, these all things we will deal in details in the next lecture. Thank you very much.